Hi, welcome back to Heart of Gold. I am Paul Chartier, Madison People's One Parent Scholar Program under the umbrella of
Hope Center.
Hope Center.
Yes.
And Carrie Thayer, the Director of Development at the Hope Center.
At the Hope Center
Yes.
and One Parent, yes.
Yes. We've not had you on to talk about this program.
Correct.
And I think it's great that we have the opportunity to share this with Lexington, because I'm sure there are a lot of single parents out there, more children that need assistance and guidance. So how did the program start and how does it work?
You are right. We really love One Parent Scholar House. Hope Center helps to manage it, but it is a very unique program because what One Parent Scholar House does is help single parents attend college or a trade school. And it helps them by having a place for them to live. So we have 80 apartments right in Lexington.
Are you at liberty to say where they are?
They're off of Red Mile Road.
Okay.
So we have 80 apartments there. We also have on-site childcare for their small children. And we also have all of the support services and caseworkers that help them with any issues they might be having. You know, do they have enough of everything? Do they have enough food? Do they have the clothing, the things for their children that they need? So we have a staff there that helps with all that. So it's really empowering a single parent to become a well-educated single parent who can then upkeep their own home and have their own place and take care of their child the best that they can. So it's really a program that empowers. And single parents really are known, they're at risk. Single parents with no education are at risk of struggling with possible homelessness, possibly not having, resources. Maybe they don't have family that will support them. So One Parent Scholar House is there to support them.
That is a great explanation, and it's invigorating. I've never heard of it. And it's invigorating to know that in this town, so that you do this, and so many adults are being taken care of in a dignified, respectful way, and not be outcasts, but welcomed in and supported under the Hope Center.
Yes, and Madison can speak to that, because one of the great things about One Parent is that it's a community of others who are kind of going through the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you have an uninspected pregnancy or something and you're in college, you have a group that will help you, and they all help each other. I know when you talk to all the residents at One Parent, they really speak to that. And maybe Madison wants to talk about some of the support that the community has given her.
I would love for you to talk about number one, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
It's probably
Thank
not
you.
easy to broadcast your situation, but thank you for doing this, because there are probably a lot of other people out there that feel whatever that is, that I don't want to talk about it. It's not cool to be going through this, but it's great that you're talking about this. So tell me your story.
So I found out I was expecting at 19 years old. I literally just went into college. I was with my high school sweetheart. We ended up living together pretty much the first year of my son Noah's life. Things didn't work out. We just grew apart. I went to stay with my mother in Marietta, Georgia, and I have 3 other siblings, so the house was just crowded. And so she was like, look, we have to do something, because I know that God has a calling for your life and you need to be moving in the direction that He has for you. So we found One Parent Scholar House. I called quite a few times, and I was like orchestrating it from Georgia and Kentucky, and we drove up there. I got my apartment, and Mersada's exact words were, I know exactly where I'm going to put you. And she placed me in a building where I really feel a connection with my neighbors. And it's just been great. I actually graduated with my associates in retail marketing, and I'll continue with my bachelor's in either marketing analyst or logistics. I haven't decided yet. And yeah, I'll get my MBA further down the line, but Noah surely does make sure that I am on my toes at all times.
I'm not going to add the numbers and do the math to find out how old you are, but how old is Noah?
Noah's 4, I'm 24.
Okay, okay. young-looking 24-year-old.
Thank you.
Again, I'm sure there are people watching that, and thank you for having Noah. I'm sure there are other options that may have gone through your mind, and I'm sure
Right.
Noah's darn happy that he's on the earth right now.
Yes, he's a perky one.
So there are people watching, I'm sure, that either know somebody or are going through something similar, because things happen. And we don't judge, we should not judge anybody else. But when the gravity of what happened, how did you get that focus of, I want to continue on and get my education? How did that happen for you?
Well, for me, my parents separated, and at that time when they separated, all I wanted was a family. And so when Noah came about, had very mixed feelings because reality set in, but
Yeah.
I still wanted the family. And since I was a little girl, I've had huge dreams and aspirations, and as much as I don't like some of the factors that come along with my reality, it's almost as if I just have to sling it over my shoulder and just
Right.
keep marching on, or
Right.
don't move at all.
Yep.
So,
They are barriers, and how you deal with the barriers is up to us. And how you've dealt with them is fantastic.
thank you.
How many more Megans are there out there?
So we have 80 apartments, so that's 80 students.
And they're on Red Mile Road.
They're off of Red Mile Road. Mhm.
And are they in a concentrated apartment community, or?
Yes, it is. It's kind of like a campus, really,
Yes.
with all the apartments, and they have a really active community of their own. They have social events, and there are workshops, and they co-sit each other's children, I'm sure.
That-
So
it's remarkable.
there is an option, and it's an exciting option, because we not only help residents get their bachelor's, but also if they want to continue on and get their master's, and we've had those continue on to get their PhD as well. So this helps our community as
Sure
a whole
does,
so
yeah,
much,
yep.
because you're taking a situation that could have led to public assistance and living in welfare situation, and now you're uplifting them, and they actually are going to have their future ahead of them with an education and with a lot of options for themselves.
Think about all these single parents and how many children they have and how many kids are being impacted in a positive way, that, like you mentioned, they're not going down that path of despair, that they're being given a chance now more than ever to look at their parents and think, this is great what my mom or dad are doing.
You're right. They're a great role model for their children. And that's a really big part of it too, is the child care.
Yes, that's
chi-
super helpful.
Yes, there's on-site child care, and that in and of itself, they're very much a community within the child care, because their children are getting consistent. It's high rated, like 5-star rated
Yes.
child care facility. So they have just a great chance to be kindergarten ready. I mean, that's the goal, is to have kindergarten ready children come out of the child care.
And in today's world, it's so different than when I grew up with a mother and a father in the suburbs. Now, single parents, a dad and a dad, a mom and a mom. It's just whatever goes, and I would hope that our society is more welcoming to all kids, regardless of the situation.
I think what's most important is that single parents, especially, this is speaking from my own experience, you can't be afraid or timid of your potential just to appease others, or feel like you're held at this level or at this statistic. You have to really tap into your potential, and that's one thing that one parent really helped me do.
Madison, Noah is lucky to have you for his mom,
Thank you.
and some company is going to be so grateful that you found out about this situation and got your degree, because you're going to make a great teammate for some companies
Thank
She
someday.
sure
you.
will. Yes,
Yeah.
she will.
Thank you.
We've got about 3 or 4 minutes left. Let's give your phone number, that if anybody wants to find out more about it and if they want to donate, because this must be an expensive process for the Hope Center.
It is. It is an expensive program. We have a $1.2 million budget because you have the 80 apartments,
Sure.
you have the on-site childcare. So there's a lot of opportunity for our community to help, and our community does help One Parent Scholar House. But if anyone would like to become involved, to volunteer, or put on drives like Back to School Drive right now, I know all the ladies, and we have some men who are there at One Parent Scholar House, but I know they're getting their kids ready for school, so they need backpacks and all of the other stuff, and that's a huge expense.
It sure is.
As we all know. So drives for back to school, help at Christmas time, some help on the holidays. And if anyone is interested in that, they can call 225-4673, that's 859 area code, or they can check out oneparentscholarhouse.org. and all the information they would want to see about the program and how to apply in case there's someone out there that is in a situation where they need help. They can go online and check it out.
And if anybody wants to call or write and drop off a big check, that would be okay too?
That would be just great and just fine with us. They can drop it off. Actually, the Hope Center is a managing partner of One Parent Scholar House. So the development offices are on Loudon Avenue at the Hope Center.
Yes.
And our offices are at 250 West Loudon Avenue. So if anyone, did want to come and support the program, they can certainly give us a call, and that number is to our offices. And they can also donate on the website.
Two things. If this program did not exist, what would you be doing right now?
What would I be doing? I don't know, and I don't think I want to know, to be quite frank with you. Not that I would be up to no good or anything like that, but I would be probably living with my mom. We're still trying to make a situation work with his father that just doesn't work, and we're friends. We're totally fine with each other, and we do what's best for him, but that force just adds friction, and it's not healthy. So I'd definitely be stressed.
The second thing, and you're so poised for what is going on, it's you picked the right person to come and talk about this program.
She's pretty awesome.
This is great. People watching that don't have any kind of rudder as a single parent, what would you tell them to kind of get their wits about them and get their life together? Talk for a minute about that.
I would say, honestly, to just pray about it and ask God to guide you in the direction you're supposed to be going. And just, people say you need to do it for your kid, and that's great, but I feel like if you're not doing it for yourself, it's not going to work the right way, because it's not going to be necessarily fun, and you're supposed to love what you do and enjoy the life you were given. So you just have to make the best out of it and go with it.
Well, in closing, I want you to give the phone number, website one more time, and
Sure.
then we'll say goodbye.
It's oneparentscholarhouse.org, or call 859-225-4673.
And yes, God is very funny that my call to Carrie was to talk about the Hope Center, and then this happened, and how great that this happened. And as proud as your son is of you, I am as well.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you're living in Lexington, because you're going to be a great contributor someday.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming, Madison.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Carrie, thank you very much. I'm
Thank
Paul
you.
Chartier. Go to the website, give him a call, watch Heart of Gold. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.